So in all tax calculation sheet, I mean, in your sheet, you can see simple here, employee name. Here, this is the sample, but you will see your name only here. And here is your PAN number. So check your PAN number correctly. If that is anything mismatched, then you can let me know so that I can correct that. Because once I deduct your taxes and TDS, that goes to the your PAN number. I mean, I have to report that to the government that I have deducted something for the tax on this PAN, and that will be deposited to them. This
Okay.
as wrong, then that will be deposited in the wrong account, and that will be also rectified, but make sure that this is correct. Just check this. If this is wrong, then let me know. If it is okay, then no problem. And further here, you can see your salary. And this is your gross salary. Whatever is mentioned in your offer letter, transfer letter, in your salary slip, this is your gross salary. So you can see in H2, H3 actually. So this is your gross salary, which will be the basic salary amount on which your tax will be calculated. Here we can see in J3 EPF is yes. It means like if you are already contributing in EPF 1800 रुपए मैं काट रहा हूँ आपके PF के लिए, then it will be here yes. If you are not contributing, you have opted out for the EPF, then here you can see there will be mentioned as no. If you have opted out, then otherwise it will be yes. And EPF contribution is 1800 rupees. This is the almost same for all the employees. Only 2, 3 employees are there who have opted for something extra. Here I will just let you know one thing. This is the EPF contribution which is fixed for all of the employees, but there is a VPF like voluntary provident fund. If you want to contribute more apart from this 1800 rupees, then you can just send an email to accounts department CC with HR and request in that email that you want to contribute as a VPF. Let's say 1800 is your contribution and 1800 is the employer contribution. So total is the 3600, which is going from your salary and in your PF account. But in case you want to contribute more, let's say you are willing to contribute 5,000 rupees extra as a VPF, then that 5,000 will be deducted from your salary and that will be deposited in your EPF account, and that will be considered as a ATC investment. Here in I-23, where we can see EPF contribution is 21,600. This is basically 1,800 multiplied by 12. So 21,600 is the total amount for the year. Let's say you are contributing more like 5,000 rupees per month. So 60,000 will be your extra amount in EPF, and that will be considered also as a ATC. You can just take the tax rebate on that amount. Okay, so going forward, here is the Sodexo. Almost in the all of the seats, this will be no, but some of them have already opted for the Sodexo. So this is yes. If you have opted, then this is yes. Otherwise, this is no. Here, I will also like to tell you one thing. If you want to opt for the Sodexo, this is basically a meal voucher, a food coupon. I can say you can use it in Big Bazaar. You can use it online portals like Swiggy and Zomato, anywhere. बहुत जगह पे चलते हैं. If you want to opt, then you can just send an email to accounts and CC with the HR that you want to opt for the Sodexo coupon. So we will deduct 2,000 rupees per month from your salary and will issue a card. That will be a Sodexo card, like a debit card, ATM card, you can say, and you can use that anywhere where Sodexo is acceptable. And the 24,000 rupees, I mean 2,000 per month. So for the year, it will be 24,000. That 24,000 will be mentioned here in the row number D26 here. So that you can also claim for the tax rebate, like that will be considered as an allowance. Your taxable salary will be decreased by that amount. I mean, by the 24,000, so that your tax will be almost something decreased for that 24. If you are in the almost, let's say 20% slab, so you can save up to 4,800 rupees of tax in the year on that 24,000, because 20% on 24,000, it's almost 4,800 rupees. So like that. So these are the almost, these sections are your only the employee detail section. And The most important thing here is the old tax scheme and new tax scheme. So you can see here either the old tax scheme or the new tax scheme. Most of them will see only the old tax scheme because they have not yet opted for the new tax scheme. But if anyone has already opted for the new tax scheme, then they will see here as a new tax scheme. You can also change it. Whenever you will click on this cell, this will show a list new tax scheme and old tax scheme. So if you want to just go and for opt for the new tax scheme only, just select this new tax scheme only. When you will select the new tax scheme, you will not have to provide any of the document. This is mentioned here already by default, but in this section, your gross salary, like if I say someone is a person whose name is Sample and his salary is the 75,000. So on the basis of 75,000, his gross salary is the 9 lakh rupees per annum. So from that 9 lakh rupees, only 50,000 is the standard deduction which government allows for the deduction from his taxable salary, and the rest of amount, which is 8.5 lakh, that will be taxable, and your tax will be calculated only on this amount, 8.5 lakh. And in the new tax scheme, according to this 75 rupees per month salary, you can see here you have opted new tax scheme. So 41,600 rupees is your total tax. Monthly tax is almost 3,467, and the round of figure is 3,500. If someone is recording, so please record it. If not, please start so that anyone can see that.
Recording, I think, already started. Can you
Okay,
continue?
that's great. If someone has already recorded it, then that's great. And thanks to him. Okay, so from there, I mean, from this point, I'm just moving to the next. This is your salary breakup. This is from the April to March. As you know that financial year start from the April month and end in the March month. So this is from April 2024 and up to the March 2025. From here till here, March 2025. According to your gross salary, which is 75,000 if I assume. So this is your salary breakup, and this breakup will be the same as in your offer letter as in your salary sheet. Yeah, salary slip, whatever I can say. This will be the same. सैलरी ब्रेकअप के बारे में तो बहुत लोगों को पता होगा, but if you don't know, so just I'll say tell you. Let's say your salary is the 45,000 rupees per month. So you will have basic salary, HRA, transport, medical, and uniform. Petrol and telephone is not available for the salary below 50,000 rupees. But once your salary is the more than 50,000 rupees, then you can see that apart from all the breakups, you can also have the petrol allowance and telephone allowance. If your salary is from 50,000 to 1 lakh rupees, then you will have 5,000 rupees of the petrol allowance. But if your salary is more than 1 lakhs, let's say 1 lakh 2,000 rupees, then you will have the petrol allowance as a 10,000 rupees. And the telephone allowance, this is the 2,000 rupees for those all employees who have their salary more than 50,000. And this is fixed for all. That will not be changed. Only the petrol allowance is being changed if your salary is the more than 1 lakh rupees, and below the 1 lakh and between the 50 to 1 lakh rupees, you will get only 5,000 per month. So this is basically your whole salary breakup from April till the March. You can see everything, every number is the same from April till the March, all the 12 months. So now here, this section, I mean, if you can see this is cell number 013. This is your gross salary, only your gross salary, which is 12 lakh 24,000 rupees. You can also open your tax sheet so that you can understand where I'm just telling you from where, from which cell. So you can understand that what is your gross salary and what is your salary, what will be your taxes, everything. So apart from the gross salary, here I have mentioned two to three things, something night allowance, incentive and bonus, any area and others. So night allowance, some of the employee works in night, so they get some night allowance like 2,000, 5,000 or 6,000 something. So that will be mentioned here. But if you are not working in night and you are not eligible for the night allowance, so that will, this section will be the blank, this one. And below is the incentive and bonus. This section will be also blank, but some of them are eligible for some variable. or someone are getting something bonus from client every month. So that is mentioned there, already mentioned there. And below that, there is a area other. If you are getting anything from the company, apart from the reimbursement, like if you have claimed any convince, you have claimed any food reimbursement, so that will be not mentioned here. But if anything is being paid to you, like any salary area, any extra working days you have worked on weekends and you are getting some amount for that, so that will be updated respectively in the month here in this section. And like this, you will get your total gross salary for the year, because these section, night allowance, incentive, bonus, area, everything will be taxable. So don't ask in future that if I'm getting the bonus, so is that taxable or not? So everything is taxable except from the reimbursements only. So assuming now here I'm just again, just let me check it. 65,000. अब यहाँ से कुछ लोग कॉल ड्रॉप भी कर सकेंगे. 65,000 is also more, so let me change it 60,000. In new tax scheme, government says if you earn an income up to the 7.5 lakh rupees. Actually, it's a 7 lakh only, but I'm saying 7.5 lakh because government allows 50,000 rupees of the standard deduction for those who are opting for the new tax scheme. If I'm changing this to the new tax scheme and your salary is the around 60,000 to 63,000 something, and it comes all over the, I mean, for the year around 7.5 lakh or below, then you will have not to pay any taxes on that. Because as I can show you the calculation here is a gross salary 7.2 lakh. Standard deduction is the 50,000 rupees and your taxable income is the 6 lakh 70,000 rupees only. So now your total income is being uh, like I can say your total income is under the 7.5 lakhs. So in the new tax scheme, there is no tax. It is already written here. So if anyone is earning below the 7.5 lakh per annum and they want to drop the call, so they can, because this session will not be much beneficial for them. But still, if they want to know about the calculation things, so please be on the call so that you can understand and avoid your tax deductions. Here, if I'm changing, it's 70,000 rupees per month salary, then it's come 8.4 lakh for the year. And now you will have to pay some taxes. Please ignore this amount because this is not the automated. I have to fill it here. So let's see if your total income is 8.4 lakh per annum, then you are the taxable and you will have to pay the tax around 35,360 for the annum, almost 3,000 rupees per month. So here I would suggest if anyone don't want to take the pain for the submission of any documentation, so just take the only new tax scheme so that just pay this 3,000 rupees per month tax and be free. But if you want to save that, then just select the old tax scheme from here. And now you will see that you will have to submit some documents like uniform, petrol, telephone, whatever allowances is provided to you. And if you have already opted the EPF, then that EPF amount will already will appear here. And if you want to submit any tax supporting documents like any investment document, then you can fill these green fields accordingly. Like you can click here and you can see like home loan principal, life insurance premium, national certificate, saving certificate, something NSC, NSS, any other eligible investments, any PPF amount if you are paying, any Sukanya Samriddhi account, any fixed deposit which is for the more than 5 years. So you can claim those expenses, those investment, and just put here that figure. You will see that you don't need to pay any much taxes. Like if I assume that someone who is earning 70,000 rupees and have invested 1,50,000 rupees in the, let's say, in mutual fund only. So you can see in old tax scheme means this section actually will tell you the old tax scheme is beneficial for you or the new tax scheme is beneficial for you. If you have selected only the old tax scheme. Then if you have selected the new tax scheme, so by default it will say that new tax scheme is the beneficial for you. So you will not see any old tax scheme here. But if you have selected old tax scheme here, then you can see here this will suggest you that old tax scheme is the better for you or new tax scheme is better for you. So as this is the old tax scheme is better for you, so this is suggesting here as old tax scheme, and you will have to not pay any tax on this because 12,500 is a tax amount which is all absolutely free. You will not have to pay anything for that. So 11,400 is coming on this income and tax repaid is already 12,500. So your tax is null. You will not have to pay anything. You can see here monthly tax deduction rounded off 0. It's blank. There is no tax. Oh, so apart from this, now come to the allowance part. If you have, again, I'm saying this, if you have opted only the new old tax scheme, then you will have to provide the documents for the allowance and for the your investments. So as I said already in your breakup that you will get something HRA, transport and medical is the totally exempted. So you don't need to provide any documents for that. You just need to provide the documents for HRA, uniform, petrol, and telephone if you are eligible. So here these green field or whatever gray field, मुझे नहीं पता आपके यहाँ कैसा दिख रहा है but मेरे यहाँ green दिख रहा है. If you are clicking on this,
ग्रीन ही
so
दिख
जो
रहा है.
भी amount यहाँ दिख रहा है whatever like for the uniform 2,000 rupees per month is the fixed allowance for you and for all the employees actually. And telephone is also 2,000 rupees per month only. And Sodexo is the also 2,000 rupees per month only. So this will show 24,000
कौन सा
here
वाला?
for the annual.
कौन
But
सा
for
वाला
the
है?
petrol, if your salary is in range of
सॉरी
50 to 1 lakh
मल्टीपल
rupees,
कनेक्शन.
multiple connection, please
मल्टीपल
mute
कनेक्शन.
yourself. So if your salary is in range of 50 to 1 lakh rupees, as you are getting 5,000 rupees per month of the petrol allowance, so it will calculate for the 12 months 60,000 rupees. So these green fields, whatever the amount are written here already by default, or you are filling this, you will have to provide the documents for those, for everything, whatever is mentioned in the green field. For the HRA, you can see here, I have not filled any color here because this is automated and you will have to fill the your monthly rent amount here in the row number D37 in this cell. Let's say you are earning 70,000 rupees per month, assuming you are paying rent 20,000 rupees per month. So now you can see when you fill this amount 20,000 rupees per month, your monthly rent, this is calculating your eligible HRA. Now, many of you will not know like what is the calculation of HRA. जब आप 20,000 पे कर रहे हो तो 2,40,000 आना चाहिए था. But this is calculating only 1.68 lakh. Why? Because there are some calculation. It's saying annual rent paid. It's a 2,40,000 rupees here in this cell D38. Again, as you are living in the non-metro cities, let's say you are residing in Ghaziabad, Noida, Faridabad, anywhere, then your 40% of basic, that will be, I mean, 40% of basic is this much amount, 1,68,000. As your total uh, basic is the 4,20,000. But when you will calculate for the 40% of this amount, I mean, for the 4.2 lakh, then you will get 1,68,000 rupees. And again, the third condition is actual HRA received. Whatever HRA you are receiving, as according to your salary, it's 70,000. So you are receiving HRA 2,10,000 rupees. This will be mentioned in your breakup. So this is the actual HRA receipt, 2.1 lakh rupees. Now it's calculating the rent paid minus 10% of basic. So whatever rent you have paid 2,40,000 and it will less 10% of your basic salary. जो आपका ये 1.68 lakh आ रहा है 40% of your basic salary, इसका 10% माइनस कर देगा ये 240 से. तो जो फिगर आए निकल के आएगी वो निकल के आएगी 1.68 lakh. So this will be considered for the HRA calculation. So please do not fill here that you are paying 20,000 rupees month or 30,000 rupees a month. Please do not fill here. whatever amount you are paying, please fill only in this green field, only in this green field. नहीं तो फिर ये गलत कैलकुलेट कर देगा और बाद में आपको होगा कि ये गलत होगा। बाय द वे, आप जब भेजोगे मेरे पास तो मैं तो खुद भी देखूंगा उसको कि आपने क्या करा हुआ है, उसके बाद ही मैं कैलकुलेट करूंगा आपका टैक्स। बट फिर भी आपकी इन्फॉर्मेशन के लिए कि डोंट फील एनीथिंग हियर, जस्ट फिल योर रेंट अमाउंट हियर। you need to fill only the green cells, actually green cells, nothing else. यहाँ पे भी you can see like if you want to change your tax scheme either in old or new tax scheme, so you need to change it from here only. बाकी ये सारे जो सेक्शन है, एम्प्लॉय के सेक्शन, सैलरी सेक्शन, I will change this. You don't need to change anything from here. So apart from the allowances, आपको सारे डॉक्यूमेंट्स देने हैं। allowances में क्या क्या होता है, I have already mentioned all the things here. Uniform allowance 2000 rupees, petrol allowance refer your offer letter because it varies from salary to salary. Telephone allowance is a 2000 rupees per month fixed, so that's so if opted 2000 rupees fixed per month. Now you can read here what is the uniform allowance. So provided to employees to meet the expenditure incurred on the purchase of their clothing only. तो यहाँ पे only का मतलब बहुत strict है, for their clothing only. If you are a male, then you cannot submit any cloth bill of female. Let's suppose you are married, even you cannot submit any cloth bill of your wife or husband, vice versa. So you are the employee, so you need to submit your bills only, not for others. ठीक है, कई बार हम लोग मेल हैं तो किसी मेल का कपड़े का बिल है तो लगा लेते हैं, दैट्स फाइन, justifiable actually. But you are a male and submitting the bills for any female, so that will not be justifiable, even not acceptable. And try to submit only the genuine documents, because fake बहुत जल्दी पकड़ में आ जाते हैं यहाँ पे और पूरा का पूरा रिजेक्ट हो जाएगा, then you will not get the another chance to submit your documents. Second point is the petrol allowance. This is again 60,000 या 1,20,000 whatever जो भी आपको मिलता है, provided to employees to meet the expenditure incurred. अच्छा, ये सारी चीजें जो इसमें लिखी हुई हैं ये तब applicable थी before the COVID. Now but we have the two option, like three option: hybrid, work from home, work from office. So I'm not saying कि आपको पेट्रोल बिल सिर्फ नोएडा का ही देना है, because you can see it's written here, provided to employees to meet the expenditure incurred on the fuel to commute from office from home to office and vice versa. आप घर से ऑफिस आओ, ऑफिस से घर जाओ, बस उतने के लिए पेट्रोल बिल आप अगर लगाते हो तो आप क्लेम कर सकते हो। टू क्लेम दिस अलाउंस एम्प्लॉय हैव टू सबमिट ओरिजिनल फ्यूल बिल्स ऑफ एनी पेट्रोल पंप नियर बाई होम ऑफिस और रीजन ओनली। मतलब आप नोएडा में हो तो ऐसा नहीं है कि सिर्फ नोएडा का ही बिल लगाओ, गाजियाबाद का भी लगा सकते हो, बट आप राजस्थान का लगाओगे तो जयपुर का लगाओगे, वो दैट इज नॉट एक्सेप्टेबल। बट ये चीजें थोड़ी सी कोविड के बाद हो गई हैं वाइट, चलती नहीं है। तो जेन्युइन बिल्स हो, आप जहाँ भी रहते हो, जहाँ से भी कम्यूट करते हो, वर्क फ्रॉम होम में भी हो, घूम भी रहे हो, तो कोई नहीं, आप बिल लगा सकते हो, दैट्स
सनी,
एक्सेप्टेबल।
सॉरी टू इंटरप्ट, वन आस्क, ये हमें मंथली बेसिस पे सबमिट करने हैं आपको, या फिर लाइक एट द एंड ऑफ द ईयर वी हैव टू सबमिट?
कमिंग टू द पॉइंट मैन, प्लीज, ईयर एंड में करना होता है। Next is the telephone allowance. So provided to employees to meet the expenditure incurred on the postpaid mobile. अच्छा, पोस्टपेड मोबाइल से यहाँ मतलब सिर्फ यही है कि सिर्फ आपका पोस्टपेड मोबाइल होगा तो वी कैन एक्सेप्ट, बिकॉज पोस्टपेड मोबाइल में आपका नाम मेंशन होता है, लेट्स से योर नेम इज द विकास, तो आपके पोस्टपेड बिल में वहां पे नाम मेंशन होगा कि विकास का बिल है। प्रीपेड में पता कैसे चलेगा कि किसका है? रिचार्ज कर दिया आपने हर महीने 500-500 रुपए का, आप 5-5 हजार का भी बिल लगा के ले आ रहे हो, मुझे समझ में नहीं आ रहा बिल किसका है, मैं नंबर थोड़ी ना वेरीफाई करता फिरूंगा, इसलिए हम यहाँ पे लिखते हैं पोस्टपेड। लैंडलाइन वाईफाई ईटीसी, अच्छा लैंडलाइन वाईफाई ब्रॉडबैंड ईटीसी कुछ भी है आपके पास वाईफाई कनेक्शन, यू कैन सबमिट द बिल्स फॉर दोस, बट सब्जेक्ट टू द मैटर कि आपका नाम उसमें मेंशन होना चाहिए। अब आपके ब्रदर के नाम पे आपने वाईफाई कनेक्शन ले रखा है एंड यू आर क्लेमिंग द बिल, सो दैट इज नॉट अलाउड। एनी बिल, यूनिफॉर्म हो, पेट्रोल हो, यूनिफॉर्म में कई बार you can like you are purchasing anything from the mall and any shopping complex or from any store, तो कई बार वो नाम पूछ लेते हैं, कई बार मोबाइल नंबर पूछ लेते हैं, कई बार तो कुछ भी नहीं पूछते हैं, बिल जनरेट कर देते हैं। सो इफ देयर इज नथिंग मेंशन तो वो चल जाएंगे। इफ योर नेम इज एक्स एंड यू आर सबमिटिंग एनी बिल एंड वेयर इट इज मेंशन एज अ नेम वाई, इट मींस ये आपका है नहीं, वो चलेगा नहीं। इन द पेट्रोल अलाउंस, गाड़ी वाड़ी का नंबर नंबर का कोई सीन नहीं है, गाड़ी पेट्रोल मीन्स एनी फ्यूल, सीएनजी, डीजल, पेट्रोल, अगर इथेनॉल का मिल जाए तो वो भी, एवरीथिंग विल बी एक्सेप्टेबल। देयर इज नो बाउंडेशन कि आप सीएनजी नहीं यूज कर सकते, पेट्रोल ही लगाना है, पेट्रोल अलाउंस लिखा है तो फ्यूल मीन्स फ्यूल, एनीथिंग। एंड टेलीफोन के केस में आपको सब कुछ बता ही दिया कि टेलीफोन मीन्स टेलीफोन विच इज इन योर नेम एंड यू कैन क्लेम द expenses, but you will have to provide the bills and your name must be mentioned on that. And prepaid mobile is only the exception that will not be accepted. Everything will be accepted apart from the prepaid. So Dexo, some of them have sent their declaration, tax declaration email, and they have already mentioned that they will claim the Sodexo. But for those, I will request please send an email accordingly. As I said that you want to opt an Sodexo coupon, and just mark two accounts and CC HR. 2000 रुपए हर मंथ आपके सैलरी से डिडक्ट होगा and that will be credited in your Sodexo account. I will issue a card once you are sending your details and opting for the Sodexo. I will issue a card for all those who are opting, and after activating the card, the amount will be credited in their Sodexo account every month after the salary credit date, approximately 1 week or 2 week maximum. 10th तक लगा लो, 10th तक आपके Sodexo account में पैसे आ जाया करेंगे. So allowances has been covered. So now we are coming to the investment section. Investment, I have made the drop down list here. You can select from here also. And if you want to know more about here, so just go this section. This is detailed. ये drop down में नहीं है, सीधा सीधा, and these are the points which is mentioned in the drop down list there. So these are the investment type where you can invest. एफडी के लिए कुछ लोगों को कंसर्न रहता है, इन्वेस्टमेंट के लेकर कुछ लोगों को भी एक तरह का कंसर्न होता है कि मैंने 5 लाख लेट्स से 1 लाख रुपीज की एफडी कर दी फॉर द 5 ईयर. उनको लगता है कि इस ईयर मैंने एफडी कर दी, भी अगले 5 साल तक मैं चला सकता हूँ बिकॉज दे हैव मेड इट फॉर द मोर देन 5 ईयर या 5 ईयर जो भी है. हियर आई वांट टू डिक्लेयर यू anything whatever you have invested from this financial year income, that will be considered as a investment. Means tax deduction, tax rebate, whatever you can say. You cannot assume like you have made a FD for 1 lakh rupees and for the 5 year, so you will claim that FD up to the 5 year, next 5 year. ऐसा कुछ नहीं. एवरी ईयर के इनकम से आपको इन्वेस्टमेंट करनी होती है. लेट्स से टेक ए बेस्ट एग्जांपल विच इज LIC. इफ यू हैव टेकन एन LIC and life insurance and you are paying a premium of 1 lakh rupees every year, so you will have to pay 1 lakh rupees of premium every year. ऐसा नहीं कि इस साल पे कर दिया अब चलता रहेगा वही हर साल. हर साल की रसीद चाहिए होंगी. आप हर साल पैसे कमाते हो तो हर साल इन्वेस्ट भी करना पड़ेगा. ठीक है. सो इन्वेस्टमेंट लिस्ट इज ऑलरेडी हियर. यहाँ से निकलते हैं. दिस इज द पार्ट ऑफ ATC. जो लोग पूछते हैं 1.5 लाख ATC क्या होता है, तो यही होता है. 1.5 लाख में आप यही सब इन्वेस्ट कर सकते हैं.
इसके लिए सर
यस.
इसमें एनपीएस इंक्लूड होता है एटीसी के अंदर?
NPS, हाँ बताता हूँ. वो ATC से अलग होता है. जस्ट उसी पे आ रहा हूँ.
थैंक यू.
नेक्स्ट पार्ट इज द ATD एंड अदर्स. ATD वेरी सिंपल. जो भी हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस आप अपने लिए लेते हैं, अब चाहे आप सिंगल हो या तो आप मैरिड हो, अपनी फैमिली के लिए लेते हैं, तो वो इंश्योरेंस का प्रीमियम यू कैन क्लेम हियर एज ए ATD. इफ यू आर बिलो 60 ईयर ऑफ द एज देन यू कैन क्लेम अप टू द 25,000 रुपीज एंड दिस डिटेल इज मेंशन हियर. आप जब इस सेक्शन में जाओगे तो आपको यहाँ पे हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस के बारे में सारी जानकारी मिलेगी कि दिस इज द paid in ATD, and for any individual and parents below 60,000, like you are the self family and children, आप भी 60 से below है and your parents is also below the 60, so both can claim only the 25, so maximum it can be claimed 50,000 rupees. But individual and family below 60 years but parents are above 60 years. अब अब यहाँ पे ये है कि अगर आपके पेरेंट्स 60 ईयर्स से अबव के हैं, then you can claim the insurance premium amount up to the 50,000 rupees. So this 25,000 for your family, I mean for you, and 50,000 rupees for your parents who are the greater than 60 years. तो 75,000 तक का आप यहाँ पे क्लेम ले सकते हैं. अब इसी चीज को आगे ले चलें. इफ यू एंड योर पेरेंट्स बोथ आर द मोर देन द 60 इयर्स देन बोथ कैन क्लेम 50,000, तो आप 1 लाख रुपए तक जा सकते हैं. ठीक है. इसी तरीके से यहाँ पे सारी डिटेल इंश्योरेंस के बारे में, हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस के बारे में दी है, बट आप बाय डिफॉल्ट जनरली जो लोग भी हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस खरीदते हैं उनका 10,000 से लेके 20, 22, 25,000 तक का ही प्रीमियम जाता है. तो सिंपल जस्ट मेंशन हियर दैट यू हैव परचेज एन इंश्योरेंस. सो फॉर योर फैमिली जस्ट क्लिक हियर एंड क्लिक हियर एंड सेलेक्ट दिस वन, सेल्फ एंड और फैमिली ओनली. तो यहाँ पे आप 25,000 डाल दो. अगर आपके पेरेंट्स सीनियर सिटीजन हैं या जो भी हैं तो आप यहाँ पे डाल देना, वो मैं देख लूंगा, क्योंकि जब पॉलिसी डॉक्यूमेंट आप सबमिट करते हो तो उसमें से हम देखते हैं कि आपके पेरेंट्स 60 बिलो हैं या 60 अबव हैं. इफ दे आर 60 above, then I'll consider 50,000 whatever the premium amount is you have paid. If paid below above the 50, then 50,000. If you have paid, let's say 30,000 rupees and your parents are the above 60 year, then I'll consider 30,000 rupees. अगर 25 से नीचे ही है, 25 ही है और आपके पेरेंट्स 60 से बिलो ही हैं तो 25 तक का कैप ही लगा है, तो उससे ज्यादा तो हम क्लेम कर ही नहीं सकते. तो ये हो गया एटीडी. एंड एटीडी में आप यही जो मैंने आपको यहाँ पे लिमिट बताई बताई लगभग 50,000 यू कैन क्लेम 50,000. सो एटीसी इज द 1.5 लाख. आप यहाँ पे कुछ भी फिगर डाल दो. लेट से आप कहते हो कि नहीं मैंने यहाँ 5 लाख रुपए होम लोन में पे कर दिया, इट्स ओके, आपने कर दिया, बट दिस विल calculate only the 1,50,000 only because that is the maximum limit you can claim in ATC. That's it. इसमें भी 25 का ही कैप लगा हुआ है, बट फिर भी हम वो थोड़ा सा देख लेते हैं, मैनुअल चेंज करना पड़ता है क्योंकि इतने कंडीशन यहाँ एक्सेल में लगाना मेरे लिए थोड़ा पॉसिबल नहीं हो पा रहा था. फिर इसके आगे चलते हैं तो फिर हमें मिलता है एटीसी मतलब एटीडी के अलावा यहाँ पे तो आप सिर्फ 2 ऑप्शन देख पाएंगे अप टू द 2 सेल्स फ्रॉम हियर टिल हियर, बट फ्रॉम द थर्ड सेल यू कैन सी अ लिस्ट. दिस इज अ वेरी लॉन्ग लिस्ट. सो सबसे पहला इसमें हमारा जो आता है दैट इज द एनपीएस, नेशनल पेंशन स्कीम. Of NPS in tier 1, only in tier 1. If you have contributed up to the 50,000 rupees in NPS, National Pension Scheme, then you can claim up to the 50,000 here. And this is also apart from the ATC and ATD. Whatever you have invested ATD, let's say आपने 10,000 करा है या नहीं भी करा, it's okay. आपने यहाँ पे 1.5 lakh करा है और NPS, if I selecting here as a NPS, I am assume that I will invest or I am investing 50,000 rupees per year. Then this will calculate 2 lakh rupees net investment. Why? 1.5 lakh plus 50,000 is 2 lakh rupees. So you can claim here up to the 2 lakh rupees for the investment thing. Almost investments is covered. Now we are moving to this section. This is basically nothing much, just your one side view. आपकी gross salary है 8.4 lakh, यहाँ पे आ गया. Whatever investment allowances you are claiming, it's a 2.76 lakh. कहाँ से आया? This is. You have claimed the HRA, uniform, petrol, telephone, whatever. These total are 2.76 lakhs. So यहाँ आ गया standard deduction. Everyone is getting this, even he is in new tax scheme or in old tax scheme, no matter. Everyone is getting this 50,000 rupees standard deduction. Investment, if you have investment, if you have an investment of 2 lakh rupees, तो यहाँ पे 2 lakh rupees इसने less कर दिया. Your taxable income is now only 3.14 lakhs. Tax zero, nothing. Total tax zero. This is the tax percentage actually. So it's saying 0% tax. You are nothing paying anything. If I remove this one, let's say even this one, अभी भी tax इतना ही है. Rent कम कर देते हैं. अभी भी इतना ही. Bonus दे देते हैं. Let's say 2 लाख तो मिलता नहीं पर लगा देते हैं. Okay, so now your total income is the 10.4 lakh. Your allowances is 1.62 lakh only. Standard deduction is the 50,000. Investment आपने 1.5 lakh करा हुआ है. Now your taxable income is 6.78 lakh. So how much tax you are paying in the old tax scheme? This is 50,024 rupees. वही चीज यहाँ उठ के आ गई है. This is one side view actually for your tax calculation sheet if you want to check. So 50,000 you are paying the tax. How much percentage is tax? Almost 5%. आप 6.7 का जब 5% करेंगे लगभग रफ, तो यही 50,000 रुपीज निकल के आएगा. लेट मी चेक. 6.7 into 5%, 20% स्लैब में है इसलिए इतना आ रहा है. ऑलमोस्ट 5% यू आर पेइंग द टैक्स. सिंपल. नाउ आई एम डन. एंड old tax scheme and new tax scheme, this is totally based on your option here, whatever you are selecting. If you have selected the old tax scheme, so it is calculating as per old tax scheme. If you want to select and want to opt new tax schemes, then it will automatically calculate in your tax in new tax scheme. So now this is 60,000 rupees. अब इसने क्या किया, न्यू टैक्स स्कीम में करने के बाद इसने सारे डॉक्यूमेंट्स हटा दिए. यू आर नॉट गेटिंग एनी अलाउंसेस. योर सैलरी इज द 10.4 lakh. स्टैंडर्ड डिडक्शन इज द 50,000. सिंपल. एंड नाउ योर टैक्सेबल सैलरी इज 9.9 lakh rupees. Your total tax is 60,840 rupees. So approximately 6% tax you are paying. If you don't want to take any headache, 1% extra pay करना है, सब खत्म. Okay, so now I am done. This is my seat. And please ignore this section. This is for myself only. And all the information related allowance and investment is already mentioned here. I have detailed here for the health insurance thing. And this will also suggest only for the old tax scheme minimum required documents. ये आपको बताएगा कि अगर आपकी सैलरी इतनी है तो आपको मिनिमम रेंट रिसिप्ट कितने की देनी है. एटलीस्ट 96,000 पर ईयर तक का तो देना ही देना है. यूनिफॉर्म इतने का दे दो, पेट्रोल इतने का दे दो, टेलीफोन आपको इतना देना पड़ेगा एटलीस्ट, और इन्वेस्टमेंट इतना कर लो. सजेशन में यही बोलेगा आपने हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस नहीं किया हुआ है तो ये बोलेगा कि बाय हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस. टैक्स सेविंग सजेशंस है. अगर आप कोई अलाउंस नहीं लगाते हो, लेट्स से आई से आई एम जस्ट रिमूविंग ऑल दी अलाउंसेस. अच्छा, you have selected new tax scheme, so this is for the old tax scheme only. If I'm selecting old tax scheme, so now it will suggest that why this is not suggesting. Acha, you have claimed HRA, that's why it's saying you don't need to claim anything. Okay, whatever, it will suggest. If you don't have any investment, let's say I'm removing and making it 0. So it will say increase investment. This is the tax saving suggestion actually. It will say increase your investment. कहाँ तक increase करना, 1.5 lakh is the limit. So just increase it whatever you can. Invest ही नहीं करते रहना है पेन लेके, but if you can, then please do it. Okay, so now I'm done. Please ask your question if you have, and anyone want to drop the call, so they can. Session is being recorded and you will get the recording in the Teams. It took around 40 minutes.